everyone. I'm Janet. I'm one of the senior students here, and I'll be leading the practice today. How many of you are here for the first time? Okay, well, there's not too many, but okay. Uh, well, before we start, I'd like to talk a little bit about mindfulness. I've been reading a book lately by John Kabat-Zinn called Wherever You Go, There You Are. And I think he gives some good tips about developing mindfulness and meditation in general. So just as a review, I'd like to say that basically what we're trying to do here is really develop our attention. And you can define mindfulness and meditation as trying to develop attention towards the present moment without any kind of judgment. So it seems like a very simple thing, but it's really rather hard for us. And this is due to the fact that we are so caught up in our habitual patterns of thinking. We're constantly ruminating in our mind thoughts and feelings that it's hard to break away from that. What we're really trying to do when we meditate is stopping all our habitual patterns for just a short time, whatever length of time that we have available to do it, and trying to create an alert attention towards the present moment. The easiest way we do it is by just observing our breath. Our breath is always with us. It's always different. It comes and goes. So we observe the breath. Now, it really takes a certain amount of effort to do this, due to the fact that we do have this mind that's continually ruminating and going through treadmills of thought. So it does create a certain amount of effort. The way we do this is by just trying to stop. The easiest way to stop it is, like I said before, observing the breath. And when we do this, we have to really not try to think about the results that we want through meditation. Meditation is not a doing, it's really more of a being. It's being present. It's being in the moment. And we have to really think of ourselves as an eternal witness, self-observing ourselves, self-observing, and also observing what's around us. As I said before, we cannot use our judgment. Once we use our judgment, we go away from that alert state. And also, when we're there, we start to develop an understanding. And this understanding is what we could think of as wisdom. So, we also, as we do this, and it's interesting that he says in his book, we can think of ourselves as dying. Now, when a person dies, there's really no more things to worry about. You die and the world continues without you. So, in a way, we have to die to our concerns. We have to die to whatever emotions we're feeling. and we put a stop that stops it right there. So think of it as just dying, a small death that you go through. And the amazing thing about this death is once you do it, you become more alive in the present moment. So it gives a vividness to the present, and you're living more attentively in the present. Another way you can think about meditation, well, I already said meditation is really very simple. It's trying to just be present, but at the same time, you are there. You are in the present. And you are attentive to that present. And it's an alert attentiveness that we're trying to do here. In the book, he did interesting referral to a cartoon he saw in the New Yorker where there were two monks. One was a young monk and the other was an older monk. They were both sitting down practicing. And all of a sudden, the young monk said in a very inquisitive way, he said, there's nothing next. This is it. And he says it to the older monk. And in a way, that is correct. That is what we're trying to do. This is it, is really just realizing it's very simple. It's the present. It's the now. But it's a present that is without worrying about what we're trying to do. In other words, a lot of times when we meditate, we're trying to get some kind of result out of it. We're trying to say, okay, I'm trying to be calm without stress, try to control my thoughts, whatever. But like I said before, we cannot think of it as a doing. We have to think of it as just being. So the best way to handle or to actually get something out of meditation is not to want to get something out of it, just be in the present. That's it. So, I'm going to explain a little bit about what we're going to do next. The practice we're going to do is to just observe our breath. And this practice was given to us by one of our teachers, which is a Tibetan teacher in Tibet. We're going to observe our breath. And after a few minutes of this, we're going to chant the sacred syllable Hung. Hung is a syllable that represents or conveys enlightened mind. And really, we just want to have that sound resonate through us. And it will help to calm our mind in a sense. Each person will chant Hung at their own pace. And after a few minutes, it will just naturally, or a few seconds, it will just naturally subside, and we'll go back to observing our breath. We're going to be doing this for about 20 minutes. And also you have to make sure you have the right posture. So try to sit up straight. Think of your back as sometimes we think of it as a stack of coins that we want to make sure stays up. But we want to do it in a very relaxed way. We don't want to be too tense. We want to have our shoulders relaxed Just throw them a little bit back, but very relaxed. We want to have our hands in a very relaxed way. Also, some people like to have a certain mudra, like the mudra like this, or you can hold your hands like this, but we just usually have our hands on our thighs or close to our knees. If you're sitting in a chair, just make sure you are comfortable. You're sitting straight. You're both feet on the ground. And also just to try to have your neck uh, relaxed. Sometimes it's helpful to just open your mouth a little, and you'll notice that all these muscles around here start to relax more. In our practice, in our lineage, we like to practice with our eyes slightly open, and we do this because in developing attention, if you have your eyes slightly open, since this is the natural way we go through the day, then it's easier during the day to have this mindfulness attitude throughout the day. But if you find this too distracting, it's fine to close your eyes. We like to have our chin tucked just a little bit down, and this is so it helps to keep the neck straight going up. We really want to have that straight posture in order to have the energies flow very easily through our body, through certain chakras in our body. So I suppose we will start. As I said before, for a few minutes, just observe the breath, and I'll let you know when we'll start to chant. If you notice that you have become distracted, just say to yourself, thinking, thinking. Go back to the breath. Let us chant home. Back to the breath. Let us chant hum. Let us chant hum. Back to the breath. So I just want to emphasize that what we do, we always say it's practice because it really does take a lot of practice to get to the point where mindfulness really uh, can be felt through your daily life. Now, it's good also that during the regular day, just take a few minutes, or even if it's just 5 seconds, just observe your breath. Sit down and observe your breath. Stop what you're doing. Stop. Die a little and forget about your concerns and observe the breath. And then go back to whatever you're doing. And these short intervals of just doing it and just being aware of it during your daily life will help to increase that mindfulness. And the same with the concept of this is it, the now, the present moment. Just be aware. During the day, just be aware of the present moment and keep that in your thoughts. And if you're new to meditation, it's good to do the practice that we did today in short intervals. Let's say 10, 15 minutes. And slowly increase if you feel that you're ready to. We're going to take a break now, and we're passing around a book we call the Book of Names. So if you would like to add anyone to the book at this time, feel free to. You're free to go and have some snacks. It will be about, I would say, 7 minutes, and then we'll come back and finish.
Dawn Mountain offers traditional Buddhist teachings primarily in the Tibetan tradition in a way that is accessible to contemporary Americans. Having studied and practiced for many years under recognized Tibetan masters, and understanding that these teachings provide a way to realize the natural state of mind that embodies profound wisdom and deep love, Anne Klein and Harvey Aronson wished to share these traditions here in the United States. As a result, they established Dawn Mountain in June 1996, based on the core belief that it is possible to cultivate a better understanding of our deepest nature, which in turn facilitates new levels of mental calm and self-acceptance.
So our inspiration really comes from our love and gratitude to our own teachers. They spent so much time and care with us over many, many years.
Kaizen Rinpoche was extraordinarily compassionate. He had a terrific sense of humor, and just his ability to be present and immediate and just there. Adzom Rinpoche is extraordinarily compassionate and grounded.
And we've had extraordinary experiences with Adzom Rinpoche, whom I met in Tibet in 96. And I've had many, 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 many hours of just, one-on-one conversation, a person who has tens of thousands of students to attend to. Okay, there's this wealth of cultural wisdom in Tibet. It's encoded in texts, in practices, in rituals, in art, and many people in the West are attracted to it, and yet Westerners are Westerners. We're Westerners. We're not monastics. We may dedicate our lives to practice in our heart of hearts, but we have families, we have jobs, we have all kinds of responsibilities. So how can we communicate and really experience transformation through these practices? For that, some kind of bridging is necessary. We're also a community center, nonprofit community center, which is the hub of our work extending life skills, the life skills of cultivating calm, of cultivating ease in life, of cultivating kindness.
What did you do today that you liked?
Make the glittery thing to show your anger.
And what happened when you shook up the glittery thing?
It made me feel a little bit like I wanted to meditate in peace.
And then the Research Institute is where we look at what we can provide by way of information gained through research for the interested public. So we've mentioned that our own teachings here, which are drawn from work that we've done, our own translation work, our own study, and so forth, some of these will start appearing as pamphlets for practitioners here, and some of them will become books that will be published and will be widely available to the larger public. And I am right now in the process of gathering a team to translate a text from this tradition, which he powerfully feels, and which I also have a very, very strong wish to see translated. And we hope to do more of that. We've seen people telling us how their lives have changed, how their lives are improved, the comfort, the inspiration that they feel coming to Dawn Mountain. We really are inspired to envision a way that Dawn Mountain becomes a stable beacon and place of gathering for people who wish to practice at whatever level.
I trust the teachings. I feel in the place. I feel that I am constantly fed.
And I can feel my breathing better because of the way my legs are positioned.
How long have you been sitting like that?
I learned it when I started coming here.
And it's not only been in the spiritual sense, but also in every aspect of my daily life. I feel that I'm less stressed out. I don't get as angry or as depressed as I used to.
It's good. It teaches me how to like kind of relax and be mindful and help with school and stuff like that whenever I get aggravated.
One of our projects that has come to partial fruition is that we have developed a curriculum, which is posted on our website, that is explains the open matrix of what a path, spiritual path, can be supported here at Dawn Mountain.
We've slowly become aware of the power of the media, and it is clear now that there is great interest in both our broadcasts from here, and from time to time we might be able to have broadcasts from Asia with Adzom Rinpoche or his sister Anila. Without students, there are no teachers, and without teachers, there are no students. We all dependently create one another. So we're very, very excited by the energy that is in the community. The community is alive, it is supportive, it is growing, and it really wishes to thrive, and we want to participate in that thriving in every way that we can. But we're really talking about finding a space of shared values. And if individuals share the values that we have in terms of coming to a deep appreciation of our innermost nature, then come and participate. That's the most significant thing that we can do together. Just sharing our participation is lovely and meaningful. And anything above and beyond that, by way of offering service for this community, offering financial, flows naturally. And we expect that that will just be a natural outflow for people because of that shared interest.
I ask precious three gems from deep in my pained heart. See me with compassion. I have no other hope. This dear human body impermanence besets. Do you not fear your death, good and faithful student? The 5 skandhas gather and disperse who knows when. Heartily think on death, good and faithful student. Karma never deceives, so give up wrongful thoughts. Engage Dharma wholly.
It's still okay. We're going to do another practice now, a shorter practice, and this one really we do it because in Buddhism we always like to share whatever good qualities we have accumulated in our practice. We like to share it with everyone. So this practice, we're going to visualize a white orb. And this white orb, it's connected to the ah syllable. The ah syllable is a very profound syllable in Tibetan Buddhism. and it's really a very dynamic and strong sound, and it's related to the color white. So we sort of visualize at our heart a white orb, and this white orb, we're going to share it slowly with everyone. So we're going to start off. I'm going to tell you what to visualize each time. We'll start off by just observing our breath for a minute or two, and then we'll do the ah. First time we chant Ah, we will visualize a white orb in the center of our heart. This orb, as we chant Ah, will spread throughout our body, and each cell in your body will be filled with white light. Now we're going to chant Ah and visualize that the light that is within us is going to be shared with each person here. Each of us will send white light, and each of us will receive white light. Now, when we chant Ah, the light that is in here in this room will spread. It will spread throughout the city, the country, the world, even throughout all of space, all the universe, to all living beings everywhere. Okay. So we always close with a prayer, and we call it a dedication. So on this sheet where it says dedication, let us say, by this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to beach to that very ground. I'm going to read the names that are in the book. Where today is. Oh, okay. Okay. So we have, we will dedicate this to Bev McGregor, Doug McGregor, Tabby Eddington, Caden and Avery, Surabi, Karen and Scott Burry, Carol Hoy, Marian Bonnie Roywana, the Phillips family, Anna, Bobby, all suffering children, Jim Connolly in Bardo, Katie and Danny, Sominakov family, Robert Bardo in the Bardo, Jim in the Bardo, Wesley Woe, Lourdes Nunez, Maria Lucord, Fran Lupino and in the Bardo, Lupino family, Kelly, Alexis, Elaine's niece, Eleanor Day, George, Cordina Carolina, Janina Gallic, Mark, Jin, Sanghorn Hong, Radhika Dingra, Monica Carlos Camachos, Mike, Anna, Ernesto, I can't read the last name, Gerald Fanoff, Michelle, Isaac, and Evan, Lisa, Tom, Rebecca, Suzanne, Natalie, Bill, Jamie, and also to Jenny, Ed, and Jackie. And excuse my pronunciation of the names. Some were hard for me. I would like to mention some activities we have coming up. We have next Sunday is our open house, and Ann and Harvey are going to be here. They will lead the meditation, so it's a great opportunity for those of you that have not met Ann and Harvey to come that day. And we will have some after the meditation. Oh, and also I think that day we start yoga, if I'm not, at 9:30 in the morning we're going to have yoga for the first time, so that's going to be really interesting. And at the open house, after the open house, we're going to have snacks for everyone. And we'll be talking about volunteer opportunities. And it's a great opportunity also to invite any friends of yours that might be interested in knowing what we do here in Down Mountain. So keep that in mind. We also have, there is a mindfulness for teens. It's a workshop for young adults aged 13 to 18. And this will start on September 12th on Saturdays, September 12th, from 10 a.m. to 2. So I think it's just a one-time thing. Okay, so it's very interesting. There's flyers in the front if you're interested in that. The Wisdom series, actually, I think the next first Tuesday, or was it the third Tuesday, will be a special session of Harvey will explain how to meditate. So for those of you that are interested, come on Tuesday. What date would that be?
September 1st.
Oh, September 1st. It would be the first Tuesday at 7 to 9. After that, starting on September, what is it? 2 weeks later.
15th.
September 15th, we have our series, our next series. I don't have here a flyer. Oh, what is it about?
It is about core elements of experience.
Core elements of experience, instilling
Mi-
with the elements.
Mind, body, feeling. Core elements of experience. It's the Tibetan elements.
Okay.
Claire could
Tibetan
maybe say
element.
more.
Also, on September 19th, we have the first part of what is called the Wisdom Series, and this is a series that will be given by Harvey, which is one of the co-founders of Dawn Mountain. And it will deal with a lot of explanations of certain Tibetan Buddhist elements or theories. I don't know if I'm saying correctly. But anyway, it's also a good way to start with the Heart Sutra, which is a very important sutra within Buddhism. So it's really good for anyone that is interested in the Heart Sutra and interested in knowing more about Tibetan Buddhism. And that will be on Saturday, September 19th from 9:30 to 5:30. And eventually, I guess every few months, there'll be another part to the series. Is there anything else that you'd like to?
I just wanted to say a thank you to David Boschman for the prep work he did all day yesterday. We're changes afoot once again at Dawn Mountain, and we will be painting the community room this week. So you need to come back next week so you can see how it looks. And we'll do yoga in there at 9:30, and then we'll have meditation with Ann and Harvey, and open house, and lunch, and good fellowship all around. And speaking of fellowship and further activities, if anybody would like to join us for going out to lunch at a location to be determined, and then heading over to the Asia Society of Texas Museum, where some monks have been working on a sand mandala since Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. The closing ceremony is scheduled at 3, which means they'll be finishing sometime just before then, likely. And then there are beautiful chants and prayers, and then they sweep it away. If you've never seen that, it is absolutely magical. So join us. Claire, you can talk to me or Claire if you want to come. Yeah. If you're into stuff like this. Which you're then supposed to deposit in a body of water, yes? Oh, so you get to keep it? Oh! Bring it to Dawn Mountain. There you go. Great. Well, it's lovely to see everyone, and thank you so much, Janet.
Oh, thank you.
And, don't forget, Practice Tuesday. So there's something every Tuesday here at Dawn Mountain, unless it happens to be a 5th Tuesday of the month. Fortunately, those don't happen very often. But 2nd and 4th Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, Practice Tuesdays, which is just one of the senior students holding space for individual practice. Come and sit with your friends in the supportive Dawn Mountain community. Is that enough about that? Okay. And if anybody has any questions, I mean, there's so much about to start happening around here. We have board members and senior students who I think would be happy to talk to people. Janet, John, Gary, Claire is, of course, our program director, program manager, and she's a great one to ask anything. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.